It's something that you should consider before taking take a shot every time I say that. Hey, my name is Shauna and welcome to Becoming Lanice. If you're new here, and if you are not new, welcome back. I took last weekend off because it was your girl's birthday. Your girl is officially in her 30s. Enough about me. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of why you're here. Here are 10 things that you should consider before accepting your next job offer. And I want you guys to stick around because number 7 is crucial. Many people overlook. Base pay. So you're working a job, right? You're either on team, I love my job, I love it here, or you're on team, I hate it here, I'm miserable. But what unites us all is the fact that we are working in exchange for pay. Hello. Now, before anything else, you want to make sure you're being compensated fairly. Emphasis on the fairly for your skill set. At some point in the interview, your employer should be providing you with the hourly wage or the salary before you say yes to that offer. If you ask me, if there is no mention of what the salary is going to be like or your hourly wage, if there's no discussion or questions being asked about or being brought up in the interview process, that's a red flag. Now, I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here because a lot of people will tell you it's not professional to bring up money in the interview when in fact, how will you know about compensation, about what they're offering, especially the job offers that do not post it on the initial job posting? How will you know what they're offering, what you can potentially make in exchange for your skill set / services? Many jobs only have one interview round. And by one, I mean you go in, you meet with the managers, the employers, whatever, and they either offer you the job or move on to the next candidate. You have to bring it up, you have to talk about it, which in most cases means often negotiating salary. Comment down below if you guys want a separate video on that. It's an idea that I've been playing around with in my head. Benefits. Now, benefits are a big deal breaker for some, or for many, let's be honest, for many people, because in this day and age, especially if you live in America, you guys know that benefits are a big deal. We don't have free health care. We don't have that luxury over here, which means these jobs have to be offering some type of benefit package. In most cases, it's your health care coverage, or in addition to that, your 401k, because you don't want to be working your entire life. Another benefit that they may offer is PTO, of course, we all know. Prepare the others. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, on to the next one. Hours. Let's talk about hours. This is something that I myself am still learning and still going through the process of, which is part-time versus full-time. We all know that we need to survive in this economy, and things are just getting more and more expensive. It's just getting hard out here in these streets. Before accepting a job offer, you need to consider whether you can work part-time or full-time. I know it's tough because while many of us, truthfully, myself included, would much rather work part-time, which will enable you to have a good work-life balance. And by part-time, I mean like a maximum of maybe 25 to 30 hours. I think that's a good weekly hour range to commit to your job while also having a life, okay? These jobs expect you to work 40+ hours a week, and somewhere in the mix, you're supposed to have the energy and the time to dedicate to other aspects of your life. For example, my room right now, it's a pigsty. I can't tell you when's the last time I've been able to dedicate time to cleaning my space, which I will get more onto that in another video, so be sure to tune into that one next week. It's just, you don't have the time or the energy to commit to other things outside of your life because full-time hours, let's be honest, will suck the living daylights out of you and drain you, okay? I recommend that you ask in the interview of what a typical work day in that specific job role looks like. Commute. Oh man, this video really hits me in the feels, and we're only on the 4th thing in this video. How long will it take you to get to your job? How will you get to your job? Can you afford to commute to your job? These are important questions that you should be asking yourself before accepting the job offer. Hell, let's take it a step back before applying to the job, because most job search engines, they do put the location, they do ask for your location so that you can better find a job. So somewhere in the job hunting process, you should already be thinking about the distance to the job. I'm gonna leave that up to your discretion. How much commuting can you handle? Because trust me, honey, it takes a toll on you mentally, physically, especially surrounding that workday. Like, people really underestimate how much energy you will be spending at your job. Whether you're commuting private on your own or commuting through public transit, a portion of the money you're earning is going back into you getting to the job. So that's a very important factor to consider when taking a job offer. Job titles, don't we all love them? It makes you feel important, you know, when you get like a specific job title. Senior video editor or assistant social media manager. You know, it just makes your role more specific. Not only can a title provide status in your career, but let's face it, it looks real good on your resume. It also opens up the doors to bigger opportunities. Career advancement, let's talk about it. Is this new role a step up from where your previous job role was? That is something very big to consider before accepting the job, because you want to make sure that if you plan to stay at this job, granted everything goes well in the interview process, you like what you see, you like the culture of the company, blah blah blah. If you plan to stick around at this job for, let's say, anywhere between 2 to 5 years, you want to make sure that you're able to climb the career ladder in that point of time. Because let's face it, you get bored at your job, okay? Many of us get bored easily, and we need a little bit more stimulation in most cases. But also, in order to meet your own personal goals, maybe you want to make $10,000 more next year or whatever, you want to start looking into opportunities for advancement. So that's definitely something I wish I discussed with my past employers in the past, and it's something that you should consider before taking take a shot every time I say that. If more companies had opportunities for career advancement, then I truthfully believe that the turnover rate at many of these jobs probably wouldn't be as high. But we know it's not that easy. It's not as easy as black and white, because in many of the jobs that you do get accepted into, let's face it, we have coworkers who will tell you straight to your face that I've been here 15 years, I've been here 20 years, and they have no intention of going anywhere, honey. So for the new people coming in, it's like, well, I like it here too. How do I move up in the ranks? And then this is where it gets a little chaotic, because some people start to do crazy things in order to kick you off the boat. Not saying it personally happened to me, but I have heard some stories and seen some things, and it's just like, this is what we call the rat race, people. So remember how I said to wait till later on in the video, because number 7 is crucial? Here we are. Current situation. You need to ask yourself, will this job provide you with the tools you need to improve your current situation? Because again, let's face it, all of us are working in order to get compensated with money. My best piece of advice, do not make your current situation back you into a corner. Now I know this is easier said than done. I myself have gone through it, I'm still going through it, but you just have to stay focused, stay positive, and keep your eyes on the prize. I know the trolls that are gonna pop up in the comments section
talking about, Will, I'd rather have a job.
Well, I'll tell you, what's worse than not having a job is choosing one out of desperation, because you're not gonna be thinking with a clear mindset. You're just gonna choose it because you're desperate to start earning money to get out of your current situation. And truthfully, that's what leads most of us to being stuck at jobs that we hate and being miserable. Everybody's favorite cup of tea: coworkers, managers. This is not easy to navigate, so to speak, before accepting a job offer, because when are you gonna get the time to actually know your coworkers that you'll be working closely with and to know your managers before accepting a job? In an interview, everybody's gonna put on their best face and, you know, pretend everything is all roses and sunshine, and then when you actually get into the field, it's a totally different game. You start to see people's true colors. It's so crazy. Like, we all know how to act. Damn. The solution to this problem is to ask certain questions in their interview that would kind of give you an idea of what it will be like, what your coworkers and your managers will be like. I don't want to say you have to be sneaky, but you kind of have to figure out a way to finesse and finagle those questions to get the answers that you're looking for and to kind of get a little bit of realness out of your managers. One tip that I can give you that will really help: try and see if you can get a tour of the company at the end of the interview if they have time. That's my best piece of advice I can give you for that. Family obligations. You want to dedicate time to this life. Again, going back to what I said before, not only are you offering this job your services, you are seeking compensation to live your life. You do not live to work. You work to live. So at some point in the job hunting process, the interview process, you need to determine, how will this job affect your personal life? Will it interfere too much? Are you going to be overworking yourself? Because time and time again, we see how working so many hours cuts into other aspects of your life. Again, like I mentioned, you might not have the time and energy to do something as simple as tidying up your space, which is an essential when it comes to living. Let's face it, in many jobs, there are expectations of the employer and expectations of the employee, which are more often than not discussed as a tandem. So that kind of leads to conflicts in the future, because you accepted this job offer expecting one thing while your employer gave you this job expecting another. So it's important that you ask the right questions during the interview process that will give you the answer to figuring out how demanding will this job be. Because most jobs have expectations that you will often see yourself working outside of your work hours that you will not be compensated for in some jobs. And if there's anything I've learned in my young adulthood, is that time is money. Don't let these jobs finesse you. If you enjoy this video and you'd like to see more related to the topic, then definitely watch this playlist here, and I will see you guys next Sunday with a brand new video.